I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking.
But you're so high.
Oh man, you know I ain't high.
But you're so high.
Yeah, well I just take a little sip every now and then.
But you're so high.
You ought to be ashamed of
Stay
yourself.
drunk all
Oh,
the
come
time.
on now, you all don't feel like that.
Bam! Hey kids, happy Sunday night. And Sunday nights are sad because, you know, Monday's the next day. And anyway, I had Blackhawk over here yesterday, and he's like, no, it was tonight. And I said, I'm going to clean my workbench. You know, I'm going to clean up my magic toolbox. I got this toolbox over here to the side. It's got like $8 billion worth of shit in it, and a lot of it's shit, you know, I don't use it anymore. So I'm going to go out there, I'm going to kick the heater on even though it's 3 degrees out, and I'm going to, that's getting nasty, that's like Bardwell. Look. Anyway, all these are good for, but anyway, and I said, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to turn the heater on, I'm going to clean out the magic toolbox, and he goes, yeah, good luck with that. And of course I fucking didn't, because I got carried away. I finished a build which is what this video is about, and yeah, whatever. So if you look this way, mess. If you look this way, mess. Yeah, so, fuck it. Either way. So I did an overview of the SpaceOne 5-inch stretch that my brother Pete turned me onto, I think, in the club. And he said, oh, you gotta get this frame, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I looked at it online. It's a race frame, which is something I'm not used to doing. And I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, that's badass, you know, and it's cheap, it's $40, and blam, you know. And I ordered it, and it came, and I looked at it, and it came in this vacuum-packed, heat-shrink shit with a bunch of stickers, so I'm, you know, awesome. And I opened it up, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I put it together, it was fucking ugly. I did not like it. And I loved the frame, the base. And it was so, you guys might have seen the video that I did on it. If not, it's in the description maybe, but it's, you know, awesome. But man, they had that thing jacked up like the fucking World Trade Center, man. I mean, it was like, bam, that fucking top. It was a 35 inch, correct me if I'm wrong, Pete, 35 millimeter standoffs on this pig, and it had this big beak, you know, that you stick it out, and it looked like a fucking hawk after, you know, like Bardwell had some sausage, or yeah, it was ugly. So after a little experimenting and thought, I decided to JSONify it, or, you know, modify it up, and I finished it up. Bam, there it is. Now, if you look at this, I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to show you what I did. We got a Fox Ear Micro in here. I was going to use the, what the fuck is that thing? Caddic, whatever, which seemed like decent cameras, but they only come in these Bardwell looking pastel colors, like yellow and whatever, and, you know, and it just did not look good to me. So I actually painted one high gloss black. I took it all apart, the camera, and I painted it, and it actually turned out really, really nice. But by the time I got done with this build, I was like, you know, I'm going to put a better camera in there. I'm going to keep the Caddics for little micro jobs and things like that. But this was like, bam, beautiful. So I ended up putting a Fox Ear Micro in there. What I did to modify this, okay, is I took the standoffs that came with the kit and I threw them away. Bam, in the bin. And then I took the camera mount that's this little fucking hawk beak looking thing, and I threw that away, those two standoffs. And I ordered 20 millimeter, well, I already had them, but 20 millimeter standoffs, and they're knurled and they're red, obviously. And I used those instead, and then I drilled through the standoff, and that's it, basically. Nothing too fucking fancy there. And I did have to widen the holes on the bottom here, just a little bit, these slots, because these were slotted for the original camera mount. And then on the top, just so it looked good, listen to that. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, on the top, I put these nylon washers on there to kind of cover it up a little bit. So, which I need to fix. Fuck, did I bring that out? Yeah, there it is. All right, so we're going to pop the top. I'm going to show you what's in this thing. And I did replace the cap screws on the bottom. I used, these are actually going to be longer. Just mild steel, good old-fashioned cap screws. And these are a little bit longer. This ended up with the Deadpool, Brother Hobby Deadpool 2306 2650 KVs. I did go through just a little bit ago and set this thing up on Betaflight. And didn't do a pop test, but I did a functionality test, got everything set up. Man, oh, fucking hell, it's bad to the bone, kids. The other thing that I did do, got my far view. These are, and my brother Pete, special thanks out to Space FPV, who's in the club. I told him, I sent him a picture this morning, and he's the one that turned me on to this frame. And I sent him a picture this morning. I said, man, all I got to do is, I can't remember what I said, wire up the camera and something else, and put antenna tubes up. And he goes, dude, it's race frame. You don't use antenna tubes. Put them off on the arms. I'm so used to doing freestyle. I'm like, fuck, I'm glad he did not, you know, he told me that before I did it. So here are the receiver antenna tubes, okay? Yeah, I made them, obviously. So that's actually straw. And I wrapped the antenna tube around and did heat shrink on it. And I heat shrinked, obviously, and I did my little Roto Geek custom twist there that I do, my pretzel twist. That turned out really nice. So, bam, there you go. So we're going to pop this guy off a little bit. And that's it. What I ended up using, my brother FPV fanatic, which is Wes, who is in the club as well, turned me onto the stack. This was going to get a cicada. And the cicada is something that I use a lot for really nice, clean gallery builds, which this is. My smoking hot wife did the pictures this afternoon. The video is going to be up tonight with all the cool gallery shots that we do, you know. But anyway, he's like, my buddy Wes, he's like, yeah, that's all I use because I'm lazy and I solder like a monkey throwing poo. Love you, brother. So what I ended up doing, I said, fuck it, I'll buy one, you know. I did my little thing where I take a soldering iron and I seal these screws, you know, the plastic standoffs. And this thing for like 110 bucks or something comes with a 30 amp ESC, BLHELES, blah, blah, blah. F4 Omnibus flight controller, all the standard goodies with that. A switchable VTX built in, and a Tyrannus XM Plus receiver for like 100 bucks. I'm like, shit, look how clean that is. Bam. And I set it up. Very easy to set up. For future reference, because I don't read manuals, the boot button's right there, you know. But yeah, she turned out absolutely gorgeous. He swears, my buddy Wes swears by these stacks. He's like, oh, these things are the cat's ass. This antenna lead here goes right there, and I'm going to make that so it's permanent forever here in a second. But yeah, she just turned out absolutely smoking hot. So let's see what she weighs on the scale that tells no lies. And like I said, later, right after this video, there's going to be a gallery shot. This is, you know, I always name my birds just because it's fun, and every quad that you build has a personality. And so this one, you know, I had a vision. It didn't quite turn out the way I envisioned, but it turned out nice. So I wanted to call this one the Zombie God, okay? And the God is G.O.D, and it's an acronym standing for Gap of Doom, which is a good friend of mine in Canada who is one of my favorite pilots. I mean, he's just, I love him. He every time he puts a movie up, I'm like, a video of him flying, he's just, the dude's just awesome, and he's into heavy metal, which is cool. So I'm going to do a gallery shot of this, you know, with all my wife's pictures. It's really, really cool. I'm going to put some heavy metal to it. Bam! It's going to be awesome. But I kind of had him in mind with this, you know, when I first, my buddy Pete put it together, you know, I'm sorry, my brother Pete, FPV, Space FPV, his name is Pete, in the club, he's like, check out this frame. Bam, I have one of these, and it's awesome. And then my brother Wes, who we're very, very good friends, I'm like, dude, you know, I got so many builds coming up, and I've got so much shit ordered. You know, what should we put on this? He's like, oh, let's use the Deadpools, and let's use this, and these are Gatebreaker, Lumineer, you know, whatever. And so when I got this frame, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm a freestyle guy, and barely that. And I thought my brother Gap of Doom in Canada would love this bird. He would just think this is fucking cool. So I called it Zombie God. And like I said, the God is an acronym. It's not sacrilegious. It's Gap of Doom, my brother. So that's to you, buddy. Bam. Anyway, scale tells no lies. Let's see what this pig weighs. All up, everything but the battery strap, which, you know, whatever. Move my rotor twister. It said 259. There we go. 259, and okay, some people out there are gonna be like, your bolts aren't in there. Fuckers. Hang on. Whatever. Yeah, it's annoying. Ooh. Let's see. Wham. Okay. 262. Is that right? Seriously? Yeah, it's still pretty freaking light. I don't care who you are. That's when you consider the motors that are on this thing, fucking forget about it, man. This thing's like nightmare fast. So anyway, that is it. That is the Zombie God Gap of Doom edition. And very, very shortly, right after this video is up, you're going to see my smoking hot photographer wife's vision of pictures of this thing, and it did turn out really, really, really nice. So thanks to all the guys in the club that helped me pick out the stuff for this, and I bounce all the ideas. You know, as I'm building these things, I'm shooting them all these pictures, and these poor bastards put up with me, and they're like, oh yeah, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, you know, should I use these props, should I use that? Yeah, so special thanks to you guys, my smoking hot wife, Gap of Doom. I was thinking of you when I built this, brother. So bam, keep the shiny side up, kids. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bam, JJ! Bam, JJ! Hope you like fishing.